I did a TED talk this year, and it's the art of deep listening and how we can transform our relationships. And the first thing I said was, you got to get quiet. I think the problem is because we are so inundated with so many different pieces of technology where our minds are always racing, and this little phone, baby, it just lets us go down a scroll hole. But in order for us to really tap into this deeper part of who we are, we got to get quiet. I tell this story because over the last 2 years, I've been listening really deeply to my grandmother. And I tell this because I was one of those people who did not have a good relationship with my grandmother. I don't like talking to my grandmother. But then I realized that I don't have much longer with my grandmother. She's 87 years old. So 2 years ago, I started practicing deep listening with my grandmother. I would be cooking dinner and I would call my grandmother and I would just put my phone on mute. I would be like asking her questions. I'd be like, so what about that? What about this? And how'd you do this? And I started asking her all these questions and I just started listening. And as I started listening, I started hearing the woman that my grandmother was and the woman that my grandmother is. And I started listening to her in such a way that we would be laughing on the phone and 2 hours would go by. And I would be laughing. I'm like, damn, my grandmother is really lit. Like, I would be like, girl, you was like city girls before city girls. Like, you were really living your best life. And I started to understand some of the choices that she made. And it has changed the nature of our relationship. And so I say this opportunity for us to get quiet, then I get curious, and then I get connected. And because of that connection is now like a thing. We're going to Vegas, and my grandmother is coming to Vegas with us. 87-year-old grandmother, and we're taking her to Vegas.